Live here on Power Play. Thanks a lot for joining us. I'm Anand Narasimhan, with me Ragini Kumar, and of course our panel of experts Shane Bond and Sanat Jayasuriya. Atul Vasan joining us from Delhi any moment now. But what we are talking today is, it's the subcontinent. India are the hosts of the World Cup. Spin was what they wanted to go with. That's why they packed this squad with slow bowlers. But here's what has happened. Our two best spinners are not there anywhere in the pecking order. India caught in a tangle of spin itself. What's happening with Harbhajan Singh, Piyush Chawla? Yuvraj Singh has got more wickets than him. This is what is the reality check. Take a look at the numbers flashing on the screen at this point in time, Ragini, and that says a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. You know, if you talk about Balaji Rao, the Canadian spinner, he has got more wickets than Harbhajan Singh and Piyush Chawla put together. Bhaji 2, Piyush Chawla 2 and Balaji Rao has 6 wickets. Something that really doesn't explain the mix that India went into for the World Cup. Shane, it seems like that Mahendra Singh Dhoni saying, okay, we are the best players of spin. We'll play it well, put on the runs, but the spinners aren't delivering.
Yeah, well, they've played on flat wickets, so they haven't played on wickets that have given them a huge amount of assistance. So I think we'll see. I think Harbhajan will get better as the tournament goes on. He's a big match player, so I know he's only got a couple of wickets so far, but I'd expect him still to improve as the tournament goes on.
Do you think it's just the pitches that's really the problem?
I think the other problem probably for India is that because they are one bowler light, people can afford to sit on Harbhajan a little bit and play the other bowlers. So they're happy to deny Harbhajan wickets and attack the other bowlers.
Yes, Sanat Jayasuriya has got a little bit of cough going with him, but I'm sure that's not got to do anything with Harbhajan. It's not that I've got anything against Bhaji, but like they say, the numbers, they're like mini skirts. They always show more than they hide. And you see the numbers, don't they?
Yeah, I think you're a bit harsh for Harbhajan. Anyway, as a player, I know how the spinners have been put their effort. So sometimes in these kind of conditions, you're not happy with what they're doing. You don't get much wickets. But I think more than wickets, you need to bowl them at least 10 overs for 40 runs, 45 runs. Is much better advantage for the captain.
You know the conditions very well.
I know that's why I'm telling you. The conditions is flat. It's easier for the batsman. So what I expected Harbhajan to bowl at least 10 overs for 45 runs if he can't get wickets. Between 40 and 45 runs is much better. Or else he goes for 60 runs and get 3 wickets.
But if you look at that top the order, there's Shahid Afridi, there's Graham Swan, there is Balaji Rao, Imran Tahir, all of them proper spinners in the attack. They're not part-time bowlers. That's why we've not got Yuvraj in the mix there. He's got a lot of wickets. They are also bowling in similar pitches, Sanat. They're also not going for 60 runs, but they're taking more wickets.
Yeah, but the thing is, the other bowlers, the South African and other bowler, the difference is they get stuck for some of the fast bowlers. So then the Imran Tahir or when other spinner comes, they try to get runs on the board and get some quick runs for those guys. Then they tend to get some wickets. So for Harbhajan, they don't want to give them wicket. Especially if I play for Harbhajan, 30-40 runs for Harbhajan is we are happy. We don't want to give any wickets to Harbhajan. But he's the best bowler, wicket-taking bowler. That's how we plan. If Wasim Akram is bowling, we don't mind getting 40 runs and play for 10 overs without giving any wicket. So that's the idea. So that's what they're doing for Harbhajan.
Okay, let's introduce Atul Vasan, who's now joining us from New Delhi. Hi Atul, we're discussing that unfortunately Indian spinners haven't been able to make so much of a mark in this World Cup despite home conditions in comparison to the other international spinners. Let me pose this question to you, Atul, that we've seen innovation in World Cup, we've seen spinners opening for other sides, but we haven't seen that trend quite so much with Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So do you think because he doesn't believe in the wicket-taking ability of the spinners that he hasn't gone with that trend?
Not really. I think the issue is that we have not tried bowling Harbhajan in the power plays before this. So I don't want, or probably he's not comfortable experimenting at this stage of the World Cup. Their plan is set, and I think that he wants to pursue it as long as he can. I think if R. Ashwin would have been playing, then you would have seen India also open with a spinner. But I think what we have played 2 weaker teams so far out of the 3 matches we have had. And I think against the weaker teams, you tend to stick to a normal plan. You don't try to experiment. There's no need for that. I think against a bigger team, you might just see a twist in the tail by Dhoni doing it. But Harbhajan so far, if I just look at it, he's been bowling a bit defensive. You know, I agree with Sanat when he says that most of the countries target the top player, top bowler to be given some respect and not give them wickets. And India does that so Muralidharan, and every team does it. And now even people plan against, don't go after him. Why give him 4 wickets and get yourself down when you can just play out his over for 40 runs and then you can take it out on some other bowler. So I think that's what is happening with Harbhajan. Now it's Harbhajan to add to another twist to his bowling. If he can toss it up, just try and buy wickets as he does in test matches. Maybe try for 2-3 overs and see how it works. If it works and he gets the confidence, he might be able to do it against bigger teams and better players as well.
That's exactly the question. Whenever Harbhajan has come, you yourself said India have played 2 of the lesser known teams. Now, whenever he's come into bowl, they have been 2 or 3 wickets down. So he's not bowling at the top order, he's bowling it towards the middle order. If with them he is not able to take wickets, Atul, how can somebody who's your premier bowler say that he doesn't want to bowl in the power play? So 2 questions. 1, he is not able to take wickets. 2, he doesn't want to bowl in the power plays, then who will? Why put an Ashwin there when your lead bowler himself doesn't want to bowl in the power plays?
You build a reputation for yourself, and you should not ask your top guy and put extra pressure on him when he has done that ever, and then just a big stage like that where he's also in he's not in the top-notch form anyway. When he gets, if you look at his graph, he comes into these phases where he is just picking up lots of wickets, and then he comes into these drought areas where he keeps on bowling well, keeps on pegging away, but doesn't get wickets. So to get out of that drought, he has to at least try and work it out. Maybe he gets thrashed in one match, but that chance he can't take in the World Cup. So it's like a big dilemma, catch-22 for him right now. And if Dhoni throws in a twist, says, Harbhajan, you got to bowl in the power plays now. Oh my God, I don't want that thing to happen at this stage of the World Cup.
Well, we're still waiting. Harbhajan Singh and Piyush Chawla's wickets numbers go up, but
So there you go, Shahid Afridi saying team currently depending more on his bowling than his batting. But well said there, Shahid, the way he's bowling, we'd want our spinners to bowl too. That's our burning question. Are our Indian spinners underperforming compared to other spinners at the Cricket World Cup 2011? To you, Shane Bond, as we wait for our callers and as we wait to get the answers, the numbers don't lie. But then, do you think it's right for your premier bowler to protect himself and try and contain runs rather than taking wickets? What would you take? 10 overs 45 or 10 overs 3 for 60?
Oh, I'd take 3 for 60. I think when you play on flat wickets, the best way to slow a team down is to take wickets. So I think you've got to be, because if Harbhajan takes none for 45, someone else is going to go for 70 odd, and if they don't take wickets, then you're looking at scores over 300. So New Zealand's in a very similar position. They have Vittori, who goes for 4.2 and over. He takes a similar amount of wickets, 1 per game, and he too doesn't like bowling in the power play because he doesn't like going for runs. But New Zealand, they, like India, doesn't have the strongest bowling attack, and it may be a case that he just has to do more bowling up front and in those power plays to try and restrict the big scores.
Like Shane rightly mentioned, Pakistan, New Zealand, South Africa, England are all getting wickets from the spinners. Is there some problem with the combination, you think, with Mahendra Singh Dhoni? That is it important now to use R. Ashwin because we are playing Netherlands?
Yeah, I think I always said that Ashwin should play. He should get a chance because he's a different kind of bowler. He's not a big turn of the ball, but different from all together. So Harbhajan can more turn, and Ashwin is a different kind of. But I think that's a good combination to try, but which they have not tried. And I hope they'll give Ashwin
against
a chance.
Netherlands.
Then we can see how's the combination going on.
And what is he all about?
Right, before we get across to Atul Vasan, let's say hello to our first caller this evening on this show. It is Srinik, who's calling all the way from New Jersey in the USA. Hi Srinik, thanks a lot for calling in. What do you have to say about our spinners?
I have a question as well as a comment. A comment really is more important than a question, because there's always a question between 6 or 7 batsmen and 2 or 3 seamers. I really think India has a problem of consistent performance. The players are all good, they have the great skills, but they don't perform on an everyday basis with the same discipline and the same ethics. Now, at a particular time right now, I think we should try Chawla, Ashwin, Harbhajan, Yuvraj, Pathan, and drop one of the batsmen. And it sounds bizarre, but I think Gambhir should go because he doesn't perform as well in the one day as he performs in a test.
All right,
Extreme opinion.
Thoughts, isn't it?
Right, we also have Mr. Dugal calling in. Hi, good evening, sir. Thanks for calling in. What do you have to say about the spinners?
Yeah, actually, we also in our friend circle keep discussing the same thing, that the spinners don't seem to be performing, what they are capable of. And in fact, they seem to have seen the ghost the previous night. The whole lot doesn't seem to be in their natural self. If you see the body language, they actually are not natural. So I think that is the problem. They seem to be under some pressure. When I see them practicing Chinnaswamy Stadium, I find them very natural. The moment they enter the ground, they seem to be, have seen ghosts in the night, and they seem to be suffering from some sort of pressure.
Right, fair point, Mr. Dugal. Atul Vasan, I'm going to bring you in on as to react to what our callers had to say, and also lead into our big match breakdown where we are comparing and contrasting Imran Tahir and Piyush Chawla. Take it away, Atul.
Yeah, you're right. From fans' point of view, it's a fair comment. They said somebody should say you should play, and we all believe that. I think R. Ashwin is the future of Indian spin, and he should play in some times. But I think we are just being we're jumping the gun. After 3 games, we have dissected the bowling and the problems as well. I think it's just a phase, and I don't mind Harbhajan taking 15 wickets in the World Cup, but taking all of them in the quarterfinal, semi-final, final. So I'm not just writing the spinners off as yet. I think their best is ahead. Only that a couple of matches they have not found their strappings yet, and other spinners have got off a good start. Now it's a 400-meter race. You haven't got off the blocks, right? But eventually you're going to catch up, and I'm sure Harbhajan will. He's not one to sit out of this race, and he's a tough nut. So he knows what's going on, and he's the best judge. He's got his core group of advisors. I can't say the same thing about Piyush Chawla because he has not had that experience, not played that much cricket. So I think from the last game onwards, I've got less faith in him. And Dhoni had a big expectations from him. Probably after the last game, he would have also have a rethink that probably it's not the best way because he's a different kind of spinner. And that kind of spin bowling where you just bowl with a chest on action, the right arm leg spinner is not working for it. You got to have a side arm guy who gives a bit of rip, a bit of grip on the pitch and can turn the ball. Piyush Chawla is not a big turner, so that's why he's not getting the success.
There is a quick disparity. We've seen your numbers come on, 80% for Tahir and 40% for Piyush. I won't be surprised if both of you have a similar rating for Tahir and Piyush Chawla, because Shane, Tahir has been the find for South Africa. He's done brilliantly, just getting 4 wickets every time and going out on the pitch.
Yeah, I suppose South Africa are using him a way to take wickets, and he's been very effective against the tail. The thing is, they've hidden him, so no one's seen him. Everyone's trying to pick his variations. It's whether he comes up against a team who has a look at him in the early rounds, in the quarters and semis to see how he goes. And that's going to be the true judge of the spinners, is how they perform in the knockout rounds, really, rather than these rounds.
Sanad, your thoughts on Piyush Chawla, compare contrast to Tahir? Chawla seems to have only one good ball, which he bowls 3 balls and over. That's the wrong one. Beyond that, there seems to be nothing.
Yeah, but I don't rate them a big difference at the moment because the Tahir just came into the team. There are lots of bowlers coming and taking wickets first few games and they disappeared.
Yeah,
so they won't long last. So then I don't believe that.
But in terms of technique of 2 leg spinners?
Technique wise, Tahir can get more turn. You got side arm action and he can more turn the leg spin. Even though Chawla won't get that leg spin, but Chawla is more control spinner than Tahir. He got more. Unfortunately, his confidence is down at the moment, and he's struggling a little bit.
Okay, Harbhajan Singh versus Graham Swan. Atul, if I could start with you. Graham Swan again he didn't do too well in Bangalore playing against India. It's only in the other games that he has done well. So perhaps the best player of the spin, Indian batsman, he couldn't come through with them, against them.
No, I don't think so. I think India will eventually, if we face them again somehow, somewhere, I think India will come on top. He's a great player. I think he's one of the best spinners on view at this point. But his career is on a high and he's reaching his peak right now. He's a different kind of bowler. His pace is different and he's got his wicket-taking deliveries which are different to Harbhajan Singh. But if you look at the total body of work, as an artist, when you say Harbhajan has performed all over the world, so I think he's there, and I would rather, if the choice between Harbhajan and Swan for me, I would always go for Harbhajan Singh in a team, because he's a proven guy. Swan has done well recently in the last 18 months. But then eventually
I
Harbhajan
think at the moment they've got two different mentalities. England have Yardy to do the defensive spinning and Swansea to take wickets, and I think that's how he bowls. He bowls to take wickets, he sets aggressive fields. Harbhajan to me is a more defensive bowler, so England are prepared to roll the dice a little bit more with Swan, and I think he looks more likely at the moment to take wickets.
Taking from what Shane has said, Sanath, don't you think it's unfortunate that Harbhajan Singh has to be the defensive spinner and Yuvraj Singh is going on and taking wickets because he's the part-time spinner?
Yeah, in a day, one of the spinners will get wickets for sure. Even the half bowler or the full bowler, because the thing is, they are not giving wickets to Zahir Khan. Zahir is bowling well; he's getting wickets.
Yeah.
So then they don't want. If there are two bowlers like which have Lasith Malik and Muralidharan, they want to cut it off from getting wickets. So they don't want to give any wickets to these two guys. So that's how they handle them. They get a half bowler, they try to hit him and he get wickets.
Correct.
So that's how it. But when you see the last 2 years or 3 years of Harbhajan, you might not happy. But I know that everybody knows in India who's going to replace Harbhajan. You put a man to replace Harbhajan, good off spinner.
Ravichandran Ashwin.
Ashwin is.
No, in fact, it was Muralidharan who said that if there's somebody in world spinning competition that can replace him was Harbhajan Singh. So we are hoping that Bhaji takes some inspiration from that and comes out and
Only
delivers.
we need to give confidence to him. We are not giving the confidence to him at the moment.
The fans want, perhaps it's turning out to be more pressure than confidence.
Anand will give confidence.
No,
eventually.
I still have belief in him, but I don't have confidence. So we'll see if we can get some on the other side of this short break. Stay with us.